wonder about those digital ghosts in your life. You know the type. Friends who haven't updated a profile picture in years. Maybe that person is looking back at you in the mirror, while the rest of the world is busy blogging their vacations. To a series of highlights, these people are simply existing in the moment. It's easy to assume they're lagging behind. Maybe they've stumbled upon a secret the rest of us are missing. There is a profound, grounded weight to a life. That doesn't need an online audience to feel legitimate. At Quiet Pressure Sketchbook, we're interested in the power of that silence. Back to the last time you uploaded a photo. Now compare that to the last time you reached for your phone to capture a moment, but then hesitated and put it away. That split second of indecision is where the truth lies. That gap your mind is running a high-speed audit. You're asking yourself if this version of your life is shiny enough for the hundreds of friends you haven't grabbed a coffee with since high school. You're subconsciously auditioning for a role in your own life. There's a classic sociological idea that we all carry different masks to navigate the world. Social media didn't create those masks, just built a permanent global stadium and told us we have to perform on stage forever. A digital misstep isn't just a passing awkward moment, a permanent record open for infinite inspection. Those who choose to remain silent aren't just being shy. They're opting out of the play entirely. Data suggests that roughly a third of people are lurkers, individuals who consume content but never contribute. That label sounds a bit voyeuristic. The reality is far more protective. Research in the field of psychology suggests that when the urge to share hits the brick wall of social anxiety and privacy concerns, our brains enter a state of defensive exhaustion. Essentially, your mind is throwing up a shield. It's protecting you from the toxic sludge of constant comparison, seeing everyone else's best of real while you're living in the messy, unedited reality of a Tuesday afternoon is a recipe for burnout. True human flourishing, according to self-determination theory, happens when we feel we have total agency over our lives, free from the tug of external expectations. Social platforms are the antithesis of this. Our feedback loops where our worth is calculated in real time by strangers. The people who stay quiet aren't detached from society. They are fiercely guarding their own autonomy. They've decided that their internal compass is more reliable than a notification bell. When you sit down with one of these silent friends, they aren't usually drowning in loneliness. In fact, they often seem more anchored, busy experiencing the world rather than trying to frame it for a grid. But here's the tricky part. Even if you know the internet is a hall of mirrors, your subconscious still bites the hook. When you see a peer's new house or a sparkling diamond ring, your brain doesn't care that the lighting was staged. It just registers a perceived deficit. The non-posters aren't avoiding the game because they're afraid. They're avoiding it because they realize the house always wins. Why enter a race where everyone else is allowed to edit their finish time? This is why many of you might find yourselves here at Quiet Pressure Sketchbook, deep diving into long-form video content while completely ignoring your Instagram feed. YouTube offers a rare sanctuary, the ability to learn, reflect, and be entertained without the burden of being watched back. It's a passive relationship where you can just be without a digital scoreboard tracking your relevance. There is also a hidden depth to these digital observers. They often trade the wide net of followers for the deep roots of a few genuine connections. Statistics bear this out. The quality of your inner circle is a far better barometer for joy than the quantity of your digital fans. 10 minutes of heart-to-heart dialogue outweighs 1,000 heart icons every time. Choosing not to broadcast doesn't mean you aren't paying attention. In fact, the quietest people are often the most perceptive. They see the subtle shifts in tone and the cracks in the polished stories others tell. Value the private self, the part of us that reflects on values and feelings, over the public self that worries about optics. This isn't just being introverted, it's a high level of emotional intelligence. It's building a sanctuary for your identity that doesn't require a single like to stay standing. Ultimately, staying offline isn't an act of hiding, it's an act of reclamation. It's recognizing that some of life's most beautiful moments actually lose their luster the moment they are turned into content. Sunset is more vibrant when you aren't squinting through a lens. A secret is more special when it stays between two people. By playing the long game, the quiet ones avoid the emotional roller coaster of the validation economy. The great paradox is that we look to social media for the very things, connection and community, that we actually find in the real unrecorded world. We've turned silence into something weird and constant broadcasting into the norm. But those who step away aren't losing out on connection, are simply changing the terms of the deal. They want the truth, not the performance. Nobody looks back at their life and wishes they'd spent more time perfecting a caption. We wish we'd spent more time actually living. The people who don't post aren't lost in the dark, just enjoying the view from a place where the cameras can't find them. If this perspective resonated with you, I'd love for you to join our community by subscribing. If you're interested in helping us continue these deep dives into the human experience, consider becoming a member of Quiet Pressure Sketchbook. I'd truly appreciate your support.